bird in the house today. I caught a big little baby bird and put it outside.
Oh,
go right over there. And
like how baby? Like baby?
Not like baby. It was actually scary because I tried to catch it with my hands.
Becky, and this is Justine,
Hi.
and they're with the City Farm School, and we're going to interview them and learn about how they feel about sustainability and what they do. So, what does sustainability mean to you?
This is a tough one because I don't know anymore what it means to me. I feel like it is. I've worked in a lot of different organizations that are like working towards sustainability in one way or another, and each place defines it differently, and I feel like it has a different meaning for a lot of different people in different organizations. Like when I'm doing things like say in the garden, like I try to make sure that things are like ecologically fair, that things are and socially just. So I guess that's sustainability for me.
I think at school we learned a little bit what it meant, and there's a definition that comes up often is that sustainability is like working towards making sure that resources are available for future generations just as they are for our generation. So kind of like, not using up everything and like trying to have that perspective, that future perspective on like, people in the future are going to want those resources as well. But there's a lot of issues with it because it's very anthropocentric, right? Like you're thinking about humans, you're not necessarily thinking about, the rest of the ecological world. A word that might be best to describe what's going on a little bit here and like in the projects that are being implemented in sustainability right now is more like the idea of like resilient or resiliency. Like
if it's sustainable, it's like this like flat line.
Yeah.
It's like just keep it like this. But I don't know, that doesn't feel like what
realistic
to me. But like resiliency, I like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, of course there's going to be like huge ups and downs and that kind of thing. But it's like the ability to absorb and recover and continue.
Yeah.
Without going totally off track.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think that's a really fair way of putting it. How does your definition of sustainability and how you feel about sustainability and I guess your perspective on that, how does that relate to your project and what you do here?
Like there's students, like there's all these people who come here to learn, and there's people who come here to buy their food, and like I have to be responsive to them as well. If they're like, oh, your carrots are bitter, then I got to do something. I got to change the carrots. Or if the students, they're like, we want to learn more about mullein because we all have earaches, then I gotta adapt to that.
That like the imperfections of food that comes out of a garden, like natural imperfections, like things that insects and stuff like that. Do you find that there's a challenge with that in the sense that you have to sort of reestablish that things that are natural and good for you, they don't have to look perfectly like what you would imagine vegetables to look like?
So people don't. I think that's what's reassuring is that despite all the imperfections and stuff, that's not enough kind of like to shake people. Like they're kind of just reassured by the fact that they can see it grow. They know it grows organically. You see it in front of them, and it's like, I think that's what matters most to the customers. It's
awesome. Well, thank you. So I guess for both of you, what motivated you to get involved with this project or start this project or however?
Yeah, what motivated you? I'm curious.
I've never told you?
Well, sort of, but not fully.
Started kind of like looking for something that I could do that I felt was like good for the community, good for the environment, and made me happy, basically. I was active and like felt active. So then I learned about urban agriculture, and I started learning like how to grow more food, basically, just like teaching myself and attending workshops and stuff like that. So that's how I got interested in urban agriculture in general. And then from there, I actually attended the first year. I was a student at City Farm School the first year in 2011.
I really wanted like a hands-on experience in it, and also the idea of urban agriculture and like the idea of growing food in the city I just think is really interesting, and I wanted to kind of like see it for myself, like how plausible it is. It's just such a great initiative. Like when you get here and you see everything that goes on, you just realize that it's not only urban agriculture, but there's a whole network.
The vision for your project at the beginning, what was that sort of like?
The vision for the project at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And how it's compared to sort of what you're at now. And
I feel like at any moment in time, I have 3 perspective futures in my mind of what this project could look like in the future. And there's a lot of interest around urban agriculture right now, and so there's I'm like constantly meeting new people who want to partner with like starting like a backyard farming network, or they want to like, I don't know, they want to start rooftop gardening or like this, or they want to do bees. And so that's why I find it hard to say what's going to happen in the future, because we sort of got to the point where it's like the vision that we had originally of like an 8-month school where people have autonomy over their gardens and they're learning a lot and they're making friends, like that's happening. We're good. All those goals have pretty much been met, right? So we're good there. So then it's like, okay, what next?
gradually moving past
Yeah,
that
then it's like, what's
growing
next?
and
Yeah.
natural process of expansion.
Yeah.
So do you have any partners or networks? Presumably you're with Concordia, but I mean outside of that
Oh
you
yeah,
work with, and
so many
all
people.
these people that you teach, I'm sure, go in their opposite direction.
That's it. Yeah, it's really awesome. Like there's so many people. Like we have a lot of like close partnerships within Concordia. Like the Loyola College for Sustainability and Diversity have been so supportive of us over the years. Sustainable Concordia, the facilities management, the grounds crew, people here, the security, like lots of great connections. People's Potato we work really closely with a lot of the time. Frigo Vert, like it's awesome how nice and like supportive a network there is at Concordia. And then outside of Concordia, we work a lot with Action Communautaire, we work with Centre Paul Roulant, we work with the Cycle Alimentaire.
Cycle Alimentaire.
Yeah, we're connected with the NDG Food Security Council. And now and through our market, we have great connections like with the people in the neighborhood. Like one of the like people from the neighborhood, one of the moms is like fixing a sign for us that broke today. So you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, there's a really solid network surrounding this project, which is why it's been allowed to succeed, I think, in large part.
That's great. That sounds lovely to be part of that then.
Yeah,
Because
it's really
I
nice.
noticed like that the houses are so close to the school
Yep.
and the community and the garden. That must be really, really lovely for them to have this in their right backyard. So your funding, where does mostly that come from? Your partners in Concordia and stuff like that, right?
But
Anything else?
funding comes in
Also
part through the Concordia Greenhouse Project, from the fee levy, from the market sales, from grant writing, and a lot of funding over the years has come from the Sustainability Action Fund at Concordia, and as well as the Vice President Services Office at Concordia.
Okay.
Yeah. So mixed match, but yeah, we've had a lot of support from different places at Concordia.
Okay. Great. So I guess your future goals.
I'd like to keep diversifying things, and I'd like to continue to work more with faculty at Concordia, so that more people can come and participate in this project as a part of their education here.
All right. Great. And well, thank you so much. For doing
Awesome. Okay, thanks.
Yay.